But yeah, this definitely does feel like one of those sorts of games where the quests are really where you want to be, if it's just income you want. But man, you know, if you want components, oh, the grind. Especially when you can't make them. Because you can set up a whole awesome like production base in the campaign to make interesting blocks.
It was tempting to do like a solo series to like mess around with that, but I knew I wasn't gonna have enough time.
I was in pretty much the same place, honestly.
Wow, that's a hell of a lot of missiles.
Yes.
Wait, what's firing all of those? Oh, is that a GSO or like a Better Future thing?
That is a venture.
Okay.
They just, you know, I'm a big fan of fire up and just let the missile find its own place to go. Kind of.
Well, yeah, especially because then you don't have to worry about the line of sight.
Yeah.
Hopefully. So, I gotta ask. I was wondering this last time, and I keep meaning to ask. What are some, like, traditional Welsh recipes that I might know about or not know about?
Ooh, well, you probably wouldn't know about it, but you may well have tried something similar. But the default one to go for is Welsh cakes. They're literally called Welsh cakes. And it's kind of like a sweet flatbread with like fruit. I've seen some people call them flat scones. They're not quite. They're a bit denser. But traditionally you'd make it on a cast iron griddle, that kind of thing. I love those missiles. So good. Don't do a lot of damage, mind you. Ooh, wow. Okay.
Oh, whoa.
What on earth is that thing? I'm facing the wrong way. That
does not help. It's a bullet tower, which is a little spooky.
Okay. I guess long-range missiles it is. Those missiles are actually cheating against something like that.
They really are.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I'm going to be back here.
I've gotten close to a couple of those bullet hoses recently, and it's just not fun.
I'm going to have to charge my batteries for a sec.
Yeah, I got to do the same.
But yeah, probably the biggest thing that I miss in multiplayer over the single player is having fuel. Like, enormously. Yeah. I really, really miss that. Having, like, generators that run on fuel and being able to... You know, it's like, oh, my fuel reserves are low, just, like, demolishing a forest and converting it all to biofuel.
Yep. I definitely wish... I have this problem with a lot of games where it's like, downtime shouldn't be a consequence for gameplay. Downtime should be a consequence for screwing up.
Yes. Yeah,
and so, like, I feel like with this game, I'm not really screwing up half the time, but I spend a lot of time just down and waiting for my batteries to recharge, and that's a little harsh.
I mean, you know, in survival games, it kind of makes sense if, like, you know, the night is dangerous, but quite often, good survival games will give you a method of getting past that. It's like, you know, your first couple of nights you'll spend, you know, cowering inside a dirt hole or something, but you know, a few days in game into the experience, and you know you've got a massive, expansive mine that you're making use of. Yeah, that hurt.
That took out my shields in one shot.
That was an explosion. They messed me up a bit actually.
Yeah,
because they went past my shields, which was the problem.
Yeah, effectively, shields don't block the. Shields don't actually block the explosion.
Yeah.
Or they'll block the shot, but they don't block the explosion. So it might actually be worth putting a shield generator
right at the front, so it'll catch the first explosion and it won't get through to the second.
Yeah. There we go. Hopefully that'll help. Because my shield generator is a little bit on the back, and that's probably not a good thing.
Yeah, mine's more central. But it still did a whopping great bit of damage. I am not doing enough damage to this thing. Actually, no. I tell a lie. I think we've stripped off the main guns. Yeah, there we go. It's gone. Yeah, Welsh cakes is a particularly, traditional one. That's usually the one that you learn to make from your grandmother, and her griddle will have been passed down and stuff like that. Then another one that's fairly common is cowl, which is kind of a stew. It's nothing particularly there's no like secret Welsh only ingredients or anything. It's just a very traditional Welsh meal, cowl.
How is that spelled?
Cawl.
Okay. Because I'm a huge foodie. I love eating all sorts of different foods. And
Yeah.
the worst part about quarantine for me is purely just not being able to like eat out and go find somewhere new to like experience something new and interesting.
Sheila and I have been being tortured because we're recently allowed to go out and exercise, to walk a little bit further away from the house and stuff like that. So we've been going different routes just to keep things a little bit more interesting. Yeah, the typical places we would go to the big parks and manorial like estates and stuff like that. Not going there because they're kind of tourist traps, and it's like, I don't really want to go where there's likely to be lots of other people going. I trust most people will be sensible, but still, it's kind of just being reckless for the sake of it.
I live in a relatively like cautious and safe state, and like half the time when I go to a grocery store, it's just filled with maskless people that don't even care. Like I was looking at light bulbs, and I just turned to my right, and I see like two men maskless just walking straight at me with like angry looks on their faces, and I'm just like, I don't know what your deal is, but like you clearly have zero interest in social distancing, so I guess I'm just never coming back here.
One of the big things, I mean, there have been a few instances where we've gone out and like people have just been there without masks on. It's like, really, guys, come on. But for the most part, people are keeping to themselves. But honestly, the worst culprits, I think, are just people haven't been out in so long. They kind of, it's gonna sound silly, but they're kind of dazed. They're just wandering around, and they're not looking at anything or looking at anyone, and as a result, they're not avoiding anyone, if that makes sense. And they're just absent-mindedly walking really close, and you're like, whoa, now, calm down. But I mean, lockdown is still fairly serious over here, as much as like it's getting less. I am gonna have to recharge soon. Just because it's coming nighttime and I don't want to be without battery.
Yep.
Let's just wipe you up. There we go. Dropping my anchor. Hopefully get some solar power in. But yeah, so we've been wandering different ways along the canals and just kind of chilling out of the locks and stuff. And you see some people fishing, and I'm like, that is a perfect hobby to have right now, because fishing is quite an isolated hobby as far as things go. And I'm like, you've got the right idea there. But we just keep coming across little restaurants that we didn't know. And we're like, gonna have to like keep a mind of this place. Because really want to see what it's like. Like found this tiny little Italian restaurant, just along like one of the canals we were walking down. And it's like, oh, that looks so cool. It's gonna be months before we can go there though. This is torture. There we go. I'm fully charged. I love what Wander's got done with the wings there. That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm sure they're probably easy to pop off, so I put the more common guns there, but it's the Hawkeye weapon pylons. I just figured it could be more.
Weapon pylons, okay.
We might want to decide at some point to downsize, because part of the reason why we're fighting these monster techs is just...
Yeah.
Like, I think a value is associated with our mech. It's not just the size, but, like, the bigger the better guns we have, the bigger the better... I mean, obviously, the bigger the better we're going to fight. But there might be a critical mass where the enemies are actually too dangerous.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
You okay?
Yeah, there was crazy rubber banding, and there's like an enemy tech on my screen that is doing nothing, and I can't shoot.
Okay.
I am going to quickly log out and log back in again.
Sounds
Because
good.
the last time that happened, my tech spontaneously exploded.
You're right. I
So,
forgot about that. Man.
Bump. That was so annoying.
Yeah.
I don't usually get salty in games, but I was like, really, game? It was already hard enough. Why did you just randomly execute me?
It is rough playing a game that is like either good, that is good, but also hard, and then like just having problems that are not your faults.
Yeah. That
and
one
it's
felt
like,
specifically egregious. It was like, damn it, game,
Yeah.
why?
it's like there's
There we go.
nothing I could have done to prevent this, and now I have to pay the consequences. I'm like, the consequences in this game are kind of steep. It is not pleasant when you lose all your stuff.
Like, I quite often play games in Bronze Man. Like, pretty much all of my games. Like, most people know, like, as much as people love being named in my games, there's a pretty much the first thing is, look, I'll name you in the game, but don't think that you're going to last very long. I mean, I'll try, but if you die, that's it. Your character's gone. There's no saves coming with me. But
I did that once for like one series, back when Darkest Dungeon first came out, and I had a bunch of people that were mad at me because I wasn't using their character enough.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So like, I think at the time jesters were kind of bad. I think they got better with like patches, but
when they first came out, they were awful.
Yeah, and so like, I had a small league of jesters that were just furious at me because I wasn't using them, and like it came down to the point where they were sending me like private messages after the fact that were not super friendly,
Really?
and I was just kind of like,
wow.
I like the idea of what the hell happened here?
Me. I happened to do it.
Well, it was, I think we were supposed to save that, capture that base instead.
Really? Oops.
Yeah. It's okay.
I mean, it was an enemy base, so I'm not sure what we could have done about capturing it.
If you destroy the defender techs around it, it's okay. That said, I don't really care.
I am so sorry. What I do need to do is like find out what quest we're on. I wish it would synchronize quests, because we've got an enormous list of quests, and we're just rolling around.
I don't really care, because every time we kill one of those, we get a ton of EXP. So like,
well, that's fine then. We may as well just keep grinding up.
Yeah. Oh, is this a defend quest right here? I hate these. Let's not. Let's abandon this guy.
I love that. It's like, nah, you're on your own, guy. Take it.
Yeah.
Best of luck to you.
Did you ever play Dead Rising or like Dead Island with the egregious escort quests?
Oh yeah, I didn't play it on the channel, but I did play it like with a couple of friends. That was one of my me games.
I played those solo before my channel ever existed, and I was like, oh man, this game is fun. And then I had to escort like 5 people at once, and I'm like, this game sucks. And I went to go find like a mod that just made all survivors that you had to escort invulnerable. Yeah. Made the whole thing a lot more fun, and it was just like, I am so glad most games don't have these anymore.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. NPCs are such a mixed bag. When they're like companions or escorts or anything like that, you know, basically, it seems like they fall into one of two categories. Either they are going to be crazy imbalanced. So, for example, your immortal NPCs or something like that, or they're going to get in the way of the gameplay.
Yep.
It really, there doesn't seem to be a very often found middle ground between those two extremes.
I think the best way that I've ever really seen it done was like in the Spider-Man games.
Oh, right, yeah.
Like the most recent one. Because you could effectively, like when you were playing as Mary Jane, you could just mark a character and say like, hey, Spider-Man, grab him, and he would effectively just be, he wasn't so much as like a supporting character as a new weapon for you to use against your foes.
Okay, yeah.
And that was really satisfying, because it was like, they could have had this like really dopey Spider-Man AI fighting things in the background while you sneak around, but no, it was effectively just like the gosh, I don't even know how to describe it, but oh, that was actually a quest.
But yeah, I think I know what you mean. In that sort of sense, They're not even... I mean, they're an NPC in name only. Like you said, it's basically just a new ability. And I like that. I don't... That sounds to me like it's kind of found the middle ground between this is annoying and getting in the way of me playing the game, and this is hopelessly OP. I may as well not exist here right now because this NPC can boss everything.
Oh, man. I'm trying to remember which games there were, but I've definitely had games like that where, yeah, the NPC is so busted strong that it just doesn't... My contribution is meaningless.
Yeah, you are no longer really the hero of this story. It's you're just following the NPC around, being witness to their exploits. There is a chunky tech down there. Hello, you.
I would honestly be fine with more games that were kind of like that, where like you're just the support character. Here's the OP character. You just have to keep like the couple of goons off their back, or
I can't remember which one it was. Lady Sheila streamed. I think it was one of the first games that she properly, like, purely streamed and then put up on her channel. I think it was like Healer's Quest or something.
Yeah.
I loved that game. That was a hard game. It wasn't like the NPCs were strong, but it just reminded me of it because basically the main character was the butt of all jokes and was this wimpy healer, and all of the other characters were leveling up, whereas the healer never did. And just thematically, that was what you were just describing there.
Yeah, I don't think I played that one, but I've played several others that are kind of in the same vein.
It was a very tongue-in-cheek game.
Yeah. If you want to be on the same quest, by the way, I'm selecting hooligans.
Hooligans, okay.
Should be at the very bottom. I'm trying to get more Better Future quests.
Rightio.
I think we might want to just like get solidly down into the flatlands at some point, and
agreed.
Well, because I think we could do this if we had flight. But I guess these mountains aren't so bad now that we're out of Geocorp territory.
Honestly, now that I've set up a couple more batteries, this is great. I've like gone on almost an entire day on a single charge.
Yeah,
it's
just
good times.
When you actually get hit in the middle of the night, like a full soul right in the face.
And then all of your shields just deplete because you've run out of power, and it's like, yeah, this sucks so much.
Yep.
One of the... I talking about missiles, because we were touching on them earlier, and how I like missiles that go up. I'm not actually sure what the correct term of those, I guess vertical launch missiles. It's probably something along those lines. But from the depths, man, that game can be super broken if you really dig into missile tech for your ships. In the best possible way, because it makes a load of sense. It's like, yeah, I'm killing things before I can see them. The way missiles were intended to be used, for the most part.
Oh. We apparently found a plot quest.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, right. This is probably telling us about one of those crazy bases.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I gotta be honest, I do like the little mechs they've made out of blocks.
They're cute.
They are stupid
But I
cute.
can't help when we like find them, I'm like, this guy wouldn't last like 2 seconds in a fight.
No, wouldn't, would it?
Like, I realize they're not designed for it, but I can't help get that out of my head that I'm so used to just looking at another tech in this game and being like, yeah, is that dangerous to me, or is it good? Like, will I be able to handle that one? And so yeah, when the NPCs show up, I'm like, man, this guy's a scrub.
Yep.
Can't get up this hill.
There we go.
You can.
Yeah, I seem to remember. I think it was some game like Total Annihilation that had a really cool weapon system in it. Where
probably was Total Annihilation,
it
or at
might
least to
have
some
been.
degree.
where some of the one of the units had a weapon system where it effectively launched a missile, and the missile had like rudimentary, friend or foe stuff on it, but it basically went, into orbit, and from there located the target and then just came back down again. I always trying to achieve that in things like From the Depths, because I think this is great. Line of sight no longer matters when you're coming down from above. Unless they're in caves, but in which case, how did you even launch the missile? I think most of the innovations I've ever done in any kind of tech building game, whether it's like From the Depths, this, or any kind of bot building game,
from something else.
Well, no, it's just I'm inspired by being utterly lazy.
Yeah.
It's like,
oh yeah.
Aiming is such a pain in the bum. What if I don't have to aim anymore? It's grand.
Yeah.
You can solve all of your problems if you've got enough missiles, or just really big ones, or ones that no longer have to like fly around things, or just a wall of guns, etc., etc., etc.
Okay, so we've got a couple of quests in the immediate area.
Okay.
That we might as well get done.
Sure.
I have no idea who they're for, but just
It doesn't matter.
See, vertical launch missiles were a lifesaver in Armor Core. I never got into those games. I wish I had.
Okay, this is going to be a bunch of text dropping. Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
GSO junk.
Wow.
Turkey dinner.
Fair enough.
Did you ever get much into mech fighter games, or no, not really?
I can't remember well, I mean, BattleTech was the last one that I got into.
The most recent Harebrained Schemes one?
Yeah.
I never quite forgave them after Necropolis.
Yeah?
Yeah, they're making like a Souls-like roguelike, and it looked super pretty, and it was super cool. And then I played it, and it was just like kind of a travesty, and I was just upset.
I'm not angry.
Whoa.
I'm just disappointed. What the?
That's
okay.
Big
That's
Bertha.
Yeah.
That's Big Bertha.
That looks suitably big and Berthery.
All right. Wait, nothing about Murder Cab has changed, has it? All right. Give me a second.
Yeah, sure. Whilst you're building that,
I'm good to go.
wow.
I wonder how far we can get with this. Probably very, very poorly.
Okay. So, why are you set up as a tiny little cab? Are you building?
Oh no, it's not. This is not a permanent arrangement.
I was about to say. I mean, I know you said that we should like downscale, but I think that's a bit extreme.
I just, it's so cute. Yeah, no,
I gotta be honest. I like the Geocorp ones with the little drill arms and stuff. They're awesome. I will be on guard duty while you're building up.
Yeah.
So whilst you're
Hopefully
doing that,
this
I'm going
won't
to
take
quickly deploy so I can charge my batteries. Lots of batteries. I can only assume that if you got shot from the back, it would be bad, quote unquote.
Me? Oh yeah. Actual deadly. Okay, weapon blocks, GSO.
I will.
That's the gigaton. Here we
be
go.
Right back. Try
Okay.
not to die. I will be watching, but I'm just going to mute myself on Discord for a second. Hello, Raiders. Hello, Radamant. How you doing, buddy? Thank you so much for the raid. What were you playing? Rimworld. Oh, was it the brown coats? Radamant, if you're unfamiliar, is an amazing YouTuber and streamer, and I've been binging on his content for quite some time at this point.
There's okay. I'm just gonna go back to my previous thing.
Oh, thanks, buddy. That
down.
is wonderful. Thank you so
Move
much
the
for the
cruise
raid, mate.
missiles. Maybe I should
Hope you've
just
been
do
having
that.
a great time with the brown coats. Yeah, it was the brown coats. Awesome. But yes, if you haven't checked out Radaman, then please do. He comes highly recommended. He streams all sorts of things from tech games and more like Stationeers style content to RimWorld. Streams all sorts of things from Tarkov to RimWorld, and I assume other things like Scrap Mechanic perhaps. I better just wipe these out whilst poor old Wanderbot is not exactly in a position where he can defend himself.
Okay. Yeah, it's one of those stupid little, like, please defend me mechs that just showed up.
But yeah, thank you so much for the raid.
Things.
Thank you so much.
They suck so hard. Well, that's okay.
Well. There we go. Let me,
maybe we'll be fine.
I return!
Welcome back. Good timing.
I see that you are not dead. This is very good.
Yeah, I had to abandon what I was working on because I saw freaking Pamperton show up, and I'm like, he is going to trigger this quest whether I want to fight him or not.
Yeah, I was watching him like wander dangerously close. I was like, if we just don't move, maybe we'll be safe. But alas, I just had a raid, so I was just saying thank you. Sorry about that.
Understandable. It's totally fine.
Oof.
Luckily,
I was very glad that they were small text, though. Because I was only half paying attention and trying to guard you. I was like, this could end badly.
I am glad, too, as I have just strapped the Big Bertha to this tech.
That would suck so much if you lost that. Really?
Yeah.
Give us a proper demo, because I haven't really been paying attention to the firing.
I guess it's not so bad now that it's bigger, but I had it on the Venture thing. I was going to try and make something real quick and, like, zippy.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
Those are some big tires. Okay.
Those are Geocorp-sized tires.
Yeah, Geocorp, but on a Venture?
I mean, you know, gotta go fast. And one way of going fast is to have gigantic tires, because then you don't have to worry about dodging things. Just go over them.
There we go. Well, I'm like way too heavy for my own good at this point, but it's not. It hasn't damaged me yet.
I guess that thing must be gigantic, actually.
It is so heavy.
I noticed someone in chat just said something that genuinely amuses me. He's like, yes, finally found a stream that isn't playing Last of Us 2.
Yeah.
Lol. Yeah.
Yeah. We, gosh. Oh.
Wow.
I lost my, my frontal shield generator. Not any mistake. I just, when I loaded my ship. Okay, there we go. Murder Cab Bertha. Now it's got the frontal shield generator. Yeah. What were we doing? It was like a week ago or something like that. I'd heard like the first rumblings of the reviews, and everybody was talking about how like just freaking grim it was, and I'm just like, I'm just not in the right kind of headspace for that kind of game right now.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a double whammy with everything else going on in the world right now, I guess. But I've heard some very mixed reviews for the writing in the game, which has worried me a little bit. Specifically how, like, you have no option, but then the game beats you across the head for doing the stuff that it forced you to do.
Yeah.
You know, it's like feel bad for doing this. And I'm like, but I had literally no choice. How I would have loved not to have had to have done this, but you didn't let me. So I feel it's a little bit disingenuous for you not to tell me murder is bad, okay?
Because I know
that
a
would
lot of
annoy
games... me. Yeah. Like, I know a lot of games specifically have very intentional, wow, that is a big thing.
Yeah, not a very useful thing, though, but...
No, it seemed to mostly just be a bunch of EXP and nothing more. Unfortunately, we don't need Geocorp EXP, so... Well, I guess it was worth a decent chunk of money. Let's see if we can get some more better future quests here. What the... Okay. Oh! I think we tried selling stuff to this thing a while back.
Okay. Oh, wow. Loads of quests.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, I have to accept all of the quests to potentially get the better future ones.
Right. Okay.
So I might just spend some time specifically quitting out of every. It'd be really nice if this is a bigger quest list that we could actually filter to be like, just give us more better future.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because like half of these are very much not better future, and I don't actually care about that.
Well, on the topic of Last of Us 2, one thing I will say about that game though is, God, it looks beautiful, and it also looks technically beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. I've heard a lot of really impressive things about it. It's just kind of one of those where it's like, I will admit, I'm starting to bounce off of like modern post-apocalypse visuals.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it's beautiful, yeah. But I want to see more. Oh wait, why are we going this way? Why are we going for Geocorp?
I do not know. I am following
Yeah.
Big Bertha Cannon thingama.
I just went in a direction. Okay, got some of the right in here.